What's good, everybody? It's Jay Coffee Talk. Thanks for tuning in. Take a quick second, help my channel grow, and hit that like, subscribe, and the notification bell. I drop daily content. I cover all different topics, and I always want to hear from the people, so make sure you guys sound off in that comment thread. Now, you see I'm on Mysonne's Instagram page, and he has given his take on Wack100's most recent statement, about Nip. Ever since a month ago, when word dropped that there was some audio, a blogger, I believe the Instagram account was Gossip in the City or something like that. They came out and said that they had some audio of Wack100 speaking negatively about Nipsey Hussle. And I just want to take a second and add that audio has never actually come out. Numerous videos have came out where people are referring when Wack called into Bomb First on YouTube on their stream and spoke about the whole situation, that his phone conversation was recorded. That's the audio, that has been out there. That's not the actual phone call. We've actually never heard that. Just wanted to, make that clear. That blogger that made that claim, he still never dropped that audio. Now, anyways, he then, like I said, he called in to Bomb First. Then we heard him on No Jumper when he came with Blueface. And last night at the game's 40th birthday party, he once again, spoke to the media. This time it was TMZ. And, he got into that whole conversation, where he was saying Nip wasn't a legend. If Dre died, everyone would say we lost a legend because of Dre's numbers. Nip didn't have those numbers, etc. And, people are getting very upset about this. A lot of people, disagree. And last night, also, I want to point out that the TMZ, kind of pressed the game about this. That's something that everyone's been talking about. I've brought up in videos that I've done. Game, you're going so hard with, the posts of Nip, the tattoos, the car, the songs. Like, this is your manager. Like, what's the deal? You don't feel he's being disrespectful? We never hear you say anything about this. And Game, basically, all he really said was, Wack doesn't speak for me. That's about it. But I want to, just say real quick, I'm going to be making a video, probably have it out tonight, about more about this situation, about Wack100 and about Game. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subbed, like I said in the beginning, and stay tuned for that video. But let's see what Mysonne's got to say. Oh yeah, and I just want to add though that I do feel like, and I'm going to describe it more in that other video that I do, but basically, Game not speaking up, everyone's been wondering about that. I just want to say, their business relationship, this management deal, man, this is an extortion deal. And I'm going to explain that more in that upcoming video. I just wanted to say that real quick. So anyways, you see this video. I can't play that because of rules, but you see it up there. It's Mysonne reacting to this, latest legendary, talk about, is he a legend? Is he not a legend? Talk about Nip with TMZ from the birthday party. And he's saying right here, Wack100 says Nipsey isn't a legend. I beg to differ. I believe in the over-materialized and possession-driven society, we've lost the real definition of what legendary is. When I sat in Nipsey's funeral, I knew I was witnessing something legendary. A man who was just establishing himself musically, but had already impacted people in a way I don't believe I'd seen in my lifetime. Only Pac and Big could compare. A legend is one who impacts lives well beyond his or her life. They never celebrate the greats in the lifetime, but they are more immortalized in their death. Salute Nip the legend. And as we see here, there's a lot of different rappers and people in the industry reacting in the comments here. And I agree with Mysonne, man. Nip is a legend, was a legend. will always be a legend in my opinion. That whole numbers thing that Wack 100 is talking about, I don't believe in that. And my son mentions Biggie here. Would Biggie have 2 albums at the time of his passing? I mean, we've seen a couple other albums, you know, after his death come out, but you know, they were like pieced together and everything like that. And you know, he was already in the legend talks, so that don't have anything to do with it. And what he was saying about Nip's funeral, listen, I agree with what people say about, you know, give people like their props while they're here. What do they say? Give them their trees while they can inhale them, their flowers while they can smell them on Drink Champs, Nori, and then be saying that. I agree with that. That's, you know, we do see a lot of times people do get love when they passed that they didn't get when they were alive. You know what I mean? But people are busy. People are on the daily grind and, you know, get caught up in what they're doing. So sometimes, you know, it's when people pass away that they're like, man, you know, and really reflect on that person. You know, that doesn't change what their status was while they were alive. And what, excuse me, what my son's saying here about his funeral, as I was saying, we see people show him love when they pass away, but the way it's been since Nipsey passed is truly different than anything we've really seen. My son is totally correct there. It's been amazing. It's been amazing, the love that we've seen. And check this out in the comments here. Rakim God MC says 100. Yo, I just want to point out real quick before I continue on this Rakim account. It's like seems to be Rakim's official account. I'd see they don't have a check mark, but it's like all they ever post is 100. I don't know. It's like a bot runs that page, but and the page is basically just all promotion. I don't think this is Rakim, but I've never seen him in a conversation like this. Normally, it only happens when someone tags that account. You know what I mean? But then we see Dragon. He says, straight facts, big bro. Real Pete Rock says, shaking my head. People say things like that to try and feel comfy in their insecurities. My son, R.I.P. Nipsey. And basically, you know, he's saying Wack's insecure with himself. And we see Wack in the comments here responding to that. Here's Sean Cross. He's from Rough Riders. He says, Nip's a effing legendary mob figure from Harlem, Compton. Wack says, my son, you surprised me on this one. Man said he was a legend before he died, and we both know you or all these fake people screaming his name was not placing that man as a legend in the game before. Keywords, before he died. Truth is truth. And look at that, 103 replies here. Whoa, let me get back here. A lot of people reacting to this, but check out what my son says. And I just want to point out that around 2012, my son was running with game. He was on Black Wall Street. If you ever remember a mixtape called The Red Room, my son was on that joint. He was a part of Black Wall Street. So my son, I believe, knows Wack 100, like personally. And he says, Wack, all I can judge a man on is what he presents to me, who he is with me. Every time I seen that man, he conducted himself honorably. Never heard a dude I respect say otherwise. Never saw no paperwork saying he told, and he left with the respect and admiration most can only dream of. Anything else, King, I can't speak on. But if you know more than I do, I can respect that. But until I see otherwise, as far as I'm concerned, Nip, a legend. Basically telling Wack, get out of here with that, respectfully. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say being sarcastic, but he's like, unless you know more, you show me. But gotta hear what you're talking about. You know what I mean? And let's see what else out here. Frank Ross, Wack gotta stop this ish, man, for real, for real. Willie D says, good point, King. This guy, DJ Mike Neasy, he said, well effing said, family. And when I say family, it's real. Blood thicker than water. My son said that part. Let's see here. Well, he was friends with a lot of famous people who then shared him on social media and made him famous. If it wasn't for those famous people, he'd be a rapper who didn't make it. Sorry, I'm lost on there. Here's Rakim account back in the comments replying to this guy. Where is it? Jay Listo. Oh, he put 100 to that. That's what I mean. This Rakim account is just like, it's like a bot running this joint. What this guy say? He Grammy nominated. F you talking about? Good point. He was Grammy nominated. El Dorado. Facts is facts. Nipsey is not a legend. Who really knew about him before his death? I highly disagree with that. That's something else I want to speak on here. Wax talking about, yo, he was signed with Atlantic. You know, why wasn't Atlantic really pushing him? Why wasn't he getting radio play? I mean, listen, you don't need that kind of, like, I don't know, Big L's considered a legend, right? I would say so. And Big L didn't really get going in the game. He passed before, you know, that even really happened for him. But he's still legendary to me and to a lot of other people. So that whole argument, it doesn't really, you know, I ain't hearing that. This guy, oh, check this out. Huge, this is a legend in the rap game. Sadat X. Okay, great analogy. I heart Miko. It's sad the guy asking the questions didn't look up the definition of legend and kill his point off top. What's this guy say? But Taxstone told Wack100 to S my D backwards. LOL, I died. LOL, he was stuttering. LOL. I am Case, says 100. You know what I mean? A lot of people in the rap game up in these comments, all agreeing with Mysonne. And another thing too, Nipsey was doing a lot, man. You know, giving back to the community. You know what I'm saying? Building affordable income housing, creating companies and putting people on and giving them jobs and giving them the tools to succeed. And what I mean by that is, for instance, we see a lot of people in the rap game, right? They sign deals and it doesn't go for them. They start talking about how they got finessed out of their money. They wish they stayed independent. You know, they didn't know how it worked and things of that nature, right? Nip was teaching people a lot of stuff like that. You know, he had that real hustler, entrepreneurial spirit. You know what I mean? And as a lot of people you hear talking about him, they're like, yo, I seen Nip selling, you know, CDs and T-shirts and things, you know, before he was famous. And, you know, Nip was trying to, you know, teach people how you can monetize what you're doing. That's what I was trying to say about people in the rap game wishing they stayed independent. They don't know how to monetize with publishing and different things like that, and that's why they sign to a label. Then they learn and they're like, oh man, I could have did that myself. Same thing with what Nip was teaching a lot of people with putting them on and helping people get educated and things like that. You know what I mean? How to start a business, how to get a business loan, how to, you know, get your credit right and what you could do with it. A lot of people don't know that. You don't know. You learn as you go along a lot. You know what I'm saying? These are things we don't learn in school. And Nip was trying to educate his peoples on this stuff. This guy was doing a lot, man. He really was. And, you know, something I want to add, too, about game. I heard someone else say this once. I'm not going to front and steal this, try to steal it and say, you know, it was mine. Oh, excuse me. Lola, she said cheap. Sorry. Someone once said the game, Nipsey Hussle was everything on the West that the game could have been. As we know, Game was like credited with bringing the West Coast back and everything like that, but he never really, he didn't do the things Nipsey did. He wasn't really beloved isn't beloved the way Nipsey is, and that's just a fact, man. And it is what it is, man. I'm not going for none of this stuff that Wack is saying for a second. Paige Kennedy, I agree with you. You know what I mean? Marquise Moore, salute the legend Nipsey Hussle. No one's feeling what Wack's saying. BG Knockout, he says absolutely. K Frog 1003 replied and said, knock his bum ass out, BG, disrespecting the set and the legend. BG did not reply to that. What did this guy say? You say absolutely, but follow and like Wack100's post. No playing both sides. You either riding with Nip or him. First Pac, Bone Thugs, now Nip. Do him like you did Kodak. And then someone said, real talk, hey, yo, BG Knockout, you was talking all tough when Kodak was talking about Nip's wife. Why you not saying ish to Wack for all the ish he been saying about Nip? And I got to say, too, getting back, you know, as I spoke on earlier about how they finally asked the game at his 40th party about, yo, like, what's the deal with your management? What's this guy? He told, Mysonne replied to this guy and said, check your DM. He said, so when she said, I bought my husband a hat, oh, she talking about merch. She must not got her merch. This dude says, this is a good discussion on the definition of legend. Do we acknowledge living legends or do we wait until they pass away? Based on your actions and how you walk the earth, I acknowledge you, my son, as a living legend. Stay strong and bring the 2020 vision. You know, so, oh, hold on. Wack responded to someone else here. He said, F Wack100, cuz go a day, cuz got a day coming. It's go be for sure legendary in the Rolling 60s books when all said and done. Wack, F you. This guy said, he said, F you on 60. Wack said, weirdo, why follow me, clown? Unfollow, cuz I don't follow you, dude. Want you come try me? How about that? And then this guy said, you go get your day for sure. And then someone else said, dude is on your ass, F-boy. Could have kept your F-boy opinion to yourself. And then someone said, it's called Wack a goof. So, you know, a lot of people in here, I'm not going to continue to go through all the comments, but many people from the rap game, you know, hopping in the comments here and saying, yo, my son, we feel what you're saying. You guys let me know what your guys' opinion is in that comment thread. As I said, if you're new to my channel, it's all about hearing from you guys on this channel, J Coffee Talk. So make sure you get up in the comments. If you didn't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the like, hit the notification bell. Help this channel grow. It only takes you a second. It don't cost you nothing to, you know, push them buttons. And daily content. All different topics. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thank you for tuning in. I very much appreciate it. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.